We're adapting one gearbox to a different engine, a combination that wasn't normally together. So what you're required to do is basically you need to create the pattern off the engine and then create the pattern off the gearbox and overlap the two so that they mesh together. So what I have here, this is the basic pattern for the V8 or the Nissan, the VH41. So basically I've drawn the Pendo, I have a concentric circle, and then from that I've developed all the hole centres and where the bolts will go, and also obviously there'll be a shaft clearance here, and there's also a starter motor on the factory engine placement there. So I'll try and keep it all together so that you know that when you come to the stage where you overlap certain items, you know what sort of clearances you have and what tolerances you can work with and where you have to make alterations. What I have here, this is the RB housing. I can go, if I just exit the sketch, it gives me the 3D model of the RB flange. And over this side, I have the V8 one, which is also in 3D model. So from that, I combine the two, and what we come up with is when we overlap the two, we have multiple hole positions, and from this one, because this was 42mm thick, we have a starter motor clearance, and I've added this into the side here to cover and protect the starter motor from any exterior dirt. And because of its thickness, put some recesses in there to countersink the bolts away from the head, because you don't want your gearbox sitting on the heads of the bolts that go into the back of the engine block. What we have here is two automatic bell housings. They're the easiest to work from because they actually have the same bolt pattern on the back, which makes them fairly concentric, which being a circle over a circle being centered together. What we do is we'll take a marking off the top of the engine or a reference point, and we can transfer that onto both flanges or housings. So from here you can see where these are all my little reference points, all coming from that same hole. That's my centre line, and then that's my datum hole or my centre point where I make my reference to all these other holes. And from that, I can construct a 3D model. Because it's so thick and heavy, we'll just put a few little recesses into it to try and create a bit of weight reduction, just in these little areas here, just to try and lighten it up a little bit. Now I'll convert that to, I'm going to convert it to a couple of different formats. It's going to go down to Hypertune in Sydney, and what they will do is they'll take a nice big chunk of billet and go and machine it out and make it all nice and sweet. So it'll be nice and lightweight, but it should be strong and durable and as well. So yeah, it'll be pretty cool.
So when you're making a gearbox adapter, like what's the main sort of points you need to look at?
So for this particular part, we had basically two different flanges. One that was the gearbox, one that was the engine, and there's nothing that you can buy off the shelf that's going to help make these two together.
Obviously the patterns, they're completely different. They're designed for different chassis, different application. Like they're not, the VH41's traditionally not a motorsport performance engine, whereas RB's been like killing things since like 1992.
That's right. So basically we had to make the two of them together, one part that's going to join them all together, and
perfect. It. And obviously both flanges faces have to be exactly parallel.
Everything's got to be parallel.
It's all doweled, like everything's centered perfectly.
Right. There's going to be threads, there's going to be holes, there's going to be counter bores. Everything's got to be perfect.
Developing and machining bespoke parts like this can be an expensive exercise, but it's actually not out of reach of your average person with some 3D modelling know-how. Powerful CAD software that was once only available on computers the size of small buildings can now do this on your average home PC. And with a wealth of information available online, it's never been easier to learn skills that can result in some awesome custom parts for your car. Even prototyping at home is now possible with the rise of 3D printers and small CNCs. If your designs are done correctly, they can easily be transferred to an industrial grade machine like this one.
What are we looking at? Where are we at?
I just thought we'd have a look and make sure that it was heading in the right direction, which it seems to be.
Yeah, cool.
That's
Smells
next
like
tool
a
there.
weird sauna in here.
Yeah, it's kind of like a synthetic sauna steam, I guess.
Smells like celery.
a little bit does,
It does, man. That's weird.
So that cutter there, it's a 80 mil diameter face cutter, face mill. We're going to come now and cut off that last remaining bit of leftover meat before we drill a few more holes and
Yeah, right.
put some chamfers on everything.
That's it, dude. How do you feel about it? You pretty happy? with
Yeah,
the
I'm
job?
pretty happy with it, Benny. Looks good to me. All the chamfers line up with the edges and all the holes, and
Perfect.
as far as I can tell, it's perfect.
All the countersinking done. We got the start of the holes.
Yeah, so we've just drilled those holes. They're going to have to be tapped by hand.
Yeah, cool. So we'll
probably
just
after.
do that in Queensland.
Yeah, after you guys check it, make sure it's all good, you can tap those holes and away you go.
That's awesome, dude. So
Take it out.
yeah, let's take that.
It's all you. I've already done it.
No.
Ready for you.
Shit, yeah, that's awesome.
Not so heavy anymore, probably.
Oh, that's impressive.
Well, that won't be there.
That won't be there. Let me take that out. See if we can wrestle that out.
Does it just knock out? Or? Oh,
There you go.
yeah. Ka-ching.
Do it, Benny. You know you want to.
Yeah. What am I doing?
You know you want to.
What am I doing?
The obvious thing.
What am I supposed to do?
Dude,
with
you
it?
know what you got to do.
I don't know what I'm doing with it. I feel like I'm on the spot now.
I think you have to put it on, yeah.
It's dripping, bro.
Yeah,
Okay,
go for it.
fair enough. The old Benny would have done it.
No. This is basically what's going to make everything work. The whole job hinges on this part alone.
Is that like the flux capacitor, Pete?
That's exactly like the flux capacitor.
It's what makes
Shit, yeah.
V8 turbo stagia power possible.
Exactly what it makes it possible, man.
Well, we should go and get a plane, my friend.
Let's do it.
Thanks, Pete.
No worries, mate.
Thanks, bro.
No worries, mate.
Shit, yeah.
That was like a 45 kilo slab of metal before.
It's like holding the second child.
Look at him. Like, I love it so much, I'm just going to keep staring at it. You know what's going to happen the whole way as well? He'll be in the plane sitting there thinking about his
Wonder how my
adapter plate that's in the luggage.
Wonder if it's okay. Wonder if it's thinking about me too.
The adapter plate is done. Next episode, it's time to head up and see everyone's favourite